Hello grade 9 child study students. Today I'm going to show you how to make some homemade Play-Doh that you can make on the top of your stove. So the ingredients are pretty simple. It's just flour, salt, cream of tartar, vegetable oil, and water. So you're going to put the first four things into a large saucepan. So that's 1 cup of flour, half a cup of salt, 2 tablespoons of cream of tartar, and then the 1 tablespoon of vegetable oil. I'm using canola oil, but any vegetable oil will do. Okay, so then you're just going to take all of those and just mix them together. And then you're going to add your 1 cup of water. Okay, and as soon as you add that, you're going to put it on the stove top and you're going to set your heat to medium-high. And you're just going to start stirring it. You need to stir it constantly, and a metal spoon works best. You can go right down sort of to the bottom of the pan that way. Make sure that you keep going all around. So at first it's just going to be kind of a thick paste, but as it heats it's going to turn into a ball. It'll get really hard to mix. So you have to be kind of patient and keep going till it gets that stage. Once it gets to that stage, it's going to go pretty fast that it's going to turn into that ball. Okay, so just keep stirring constantly, leaving your heat at medium-high. So this is a great thing to make if you've got other siblings or little ones in your house. You can make this for them, or you can just make it and use it yourself for your own inner child. The great thing about something like Play-Doh is it allows children to use their creativity. And when they're making up whatever they're making with the Play-Doh and being creative, that helps with their intellectual development. They're also using their small motor skills. That's the motor skills of their fingers and wrists and hands. So when they're shaping things with the Play-Doh, that's using their small motor skills, which is part of their physical development. Okay, so I'm starting to see now that it is starting to clump a little bit. I'm just going to keep stirring, and it's probably going to start clumping up here pretty fast. Okay, so just keep stirring. It seems like there's a few lumps in there. That's okay too. Make sure you're going right down to the bottom. And just keep stirring around until you get that clumping happening. So it's starting to go a little faster now. It's getting harder to stir, but that's what you want. You want it to become hard to stir. And you want it to be basically like a ball when you're done stirring it. So then once we're done stirring it into this clump, we're going to take it off of the heat and we're going to knead it in your hands. And you're going to add food coloring at that point. So I'm just going to put in 1, but you also can divide it into 2 or 3 so that you could make different colors of Play-Doh. Okay, so you can see it's really getting kind of lumpy. Now I'm just going to grab a spatula so I can clean some of this off so I can keep stirring it. Okay, so it's definitely good and clumpy now. Okay, so at this stage, you're going to remove it from the heat. I'm just going to get a pad to put that on. And sort of gather it up with the spoon. But then you're going to put it in your hands. Okay, so it is fairly warm, but you should be able to pick it up. And you're just going to start kneading it in your hands. Okay, it's sticky right now, but it's soon going to form into a clump where it won't be as sticky. So you're just going to keep playing with it, and you do that for about 5 minutes. And at some point at the same time as you're playing with it, you can add in your food coloring. So when I put in the food coloring, I like to make a sort of hole in it first, and then you can take your food coloring and put it right down in the middle of that, so you don't get quite as much on your hands as you go. Okay, and then just keep playing with it. Eventually that color is going to get into it too. Okay, so it's starting, it's becoming not as sticky now. It takes a while to get all that color in, but just keep playing with it and you'll get it all in and the Play-Doh will all smooth out. Okay, so I'm not going to take 5 minutes to do that, but that's all you do. You just keep playing with it. You can see already how it's coming off. It's not sticking to my hands as much anymore, and it's going to turn into a ball of blue when all that blue's in there. And this is where I say you could have broken that up into smaller ones and put maybe blue in one and red in other, and you'd end up with different colors. Okay, so that's it. That's all you're going to do to make your own homemade Play-Doh.